staggering velocity of the collapse in oil over the past year, followed by its incredibly rapid rebound, with West Texas crude up more than 40% since its lows. That's less than 2 months ago. Not to mention the price of natural gas climbing nearly 20% in just the last 2 weeks. How on earth is anyone supposed to figure out where the heck energy prices are headed? Well, you need to consult an expert. And that's why we're thrilled to have Boone Pickens, the oil magnate, financier, and perhaps, I think, most importantly, philanthropist, who chairs BP Capital, in the show with us tonight. Remember when we last spoke to Boone in December at a time when crude was plummeting and everyone was slashing the price targets, people talking about going to $30? He made a very bold call, saying that oil could rebound, maybe even work its way back to $100 a barrel within 12 to 18 months. Given the recent run-up, his views got a lot of credence, if you ask me. We got to get more of his wisdom. So it is just my pleasure to have Mr. Pickens back on Mad Money. Boone, how have you been?
Good, Jim. I almost think the last time we were together was up there in North Dakota.
Wasn't that fun? You were so great to come into the Bakken with us.
Yeah.
You saw it coming. You were early. Well, now you've got a fund. We
were up there. You remember Harold Hamm was with us.
Harold was with us, and he was saying that North Dakota could one day be one of the top 2 oil-producing states. Everyone laughed at him. No one's laughing now.
Yeah, no, he nailed it.
Yeah, he really did. Well, you nailed it, I think, in terms of saying that oil could bottom ahead of when people thought. You've got BP Capital Twin Line Energy Fund, so you're actually putting your money where your mouth is. What are you thinking?
I don't hesitate to do that.
No, you never have.
No.
What are you thinking?
What I think
right here now for oil and natural gas.
Okay, I think you're going to see 70. I said on the 23rd of December we'd see 70 by the end of 15.
Right.
Okay, we're going to be there, and I think you could be back up 90 to 100 by the end of 16.
Now you said to us, you taught us that it wasn't just supply. You said demand would pick up. That is happening exactly as you said.
Well, the demand, you remember last year's what messed everybody up.
Right.
The first of the year, demand was projected for 1.45 million a day, and it ended up at 660,000 barrels.
Right.
So it was about a 1 million barrel a day miss. That really dropped the bottom out of it.
Now, are people shutting down like you thought they would? In this quarter, it's going to be a lower production than a lot of people thought.
You shut down about 1,000 drilling rigs.
Right.
And they're still coming down. We haven't had a recovery week in, 4 months.
But you also told us, unlike what a lot of people thought, that this is not your first rodeo, that there have been many downturns, and this is going to be a typical downturn. So far, it really turned out to be, isn't it?
It is, and everybody counted on it going much lower. And they don't believe you can recover as quick as you can. But you're going to recover because you cut off 1,000 drilling rigs out of 1,600, and, man, you made a big cut in what's going on in, putting production on.
Well, I think it's important. There was some criticism. A hedge fund manager, David Einhorn, smart guy, was saying, listen, you got to be careful of the frackers. And there are issues. You taught us, again, because I say you taught us because you've been on when a lot of people don't really need education. And you have taught me, don't forget, those wells deplete rather rapidly. This is not like you're dealing with some sort of well in the Gulf of Mexico that's got 1 million barrels. These things actually don't produce as much as you thought they would a year down the road.
Well, the wells are now coming back up on the EURs, the type curves out there in West Texas, but the decline is pretty steep.
And that's part of the equation about why you continue to believe that we're going to head back.
Yes, because you are hit all-time high inventories, okay?
Right.
You have now, and you're starting to draw. And at the same time, Eagle Ford has turned over.
Right.
And the Bakken has turned over, and West Texas will also go into decline. A year from now, you could be at the all-time low inventory in 1 year.
Wow.
I'm not gonna call that yet. I'm gonna say watch, and when I see it, well, I'll be glad to share it.
All right. One of the things that I think that you taught us is the pipelines are terrific, though, anyway. And I understand that Twin Line has had some positions. We had a great acquisition today. Williams buying up the rest of Williams Partners, very similar to what Rich Kinder did with Kinder Morgan Inc., the C-Class, buying the MLP. These are good deals.
They are good deals, but Rich Kinder led the parade on this. The guy's been a genius.
Just a genius.
He left Enron, and
no, just a genius.
It goes down.
So we'll stick with those. Does it matter who's in the White House for this?
For this?
For oil. Will we ever have an energy policy that means anything to you?
No. No, we never had an energy policy.
we won't.
Today, look at energy issues in Washington. That if you're going to export, you go to the Commerce Department. If you're going to bring the Keystone Pipeline down, you go to the State Department. What is the Energy Department? Where do they call the shots? You know, we don't, it's just not, they don't have a plan in Washington.
And they certainly aren't going to use what turns out to be exactly what you said, which is the most natural gas that anyone has ever found. I mean, it's $1 up at Utica and Marcellus. We can't give the stuff away in some parts of the country.
That's right. But everybody that uses energy is looking at or has made the switch to natural gas. And I know you've struggled with clean energy fuels, but look at clean energy's people they're doing business with. UPS hadn't bought a diesel truck in 2 years. You got Walmart, you got FedEx, you've got all of them looking at the fuel.
Well, I know you told me it was early, but you're an investor. But you think clean energy, maybe the time has come.
I'm saying that they're going to switch to natural gas. I think BNSF will. I think they're all going to go to it because it's cheaper and it's cleaner.
All right. Well, look, Boone, you've been most forthright and always been a great educator about these issues, and that's what we're looking for. That's Boone Pickens, founder of BP Capital. He's been right so far about the rebound. $70 seems realistic to me. We'll always be hearing from you because you're a total gentleman. Thank you for giving all that you do. You're the most charitable man. Stay with Mad Money. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.